What is up, guys? Robe back in another video, and today I'm going to be doing my third video with a racing incident in Racing 3, where there really, I don't think, in my opinion, was much I could do about it, and obviously the computers aren't going to have the intelligence that a real driver would have to know what to do, but it's just kind of problematic when you're going through the backfield and they just don't leave you any room whatsoever, and there's not a lot you can do about it. So I'm just going to start. This is at Le Mans with the LMP ones, and coming to the end of the race, I got a good exit out of the Porsche curves, so I'm coming up to the final chicanes, so I'm catching these two Porsches. So as we enter braking, I'm moving up to them under braking, and obviously I'm still a full length behind. Okay, so then I get a good exit out of there, out of the first chicane, and I am quite clearly alongside him, and I'm actually ahead of him. So that right there means that he definitely should give me room. I'm actually ahead of him. But then as we go closer into the chicane, he's pulling up, and we're basically dead even as we enter the chicane. Okay, so we're basically dead even. But I'm like so tucked away on the inside that he obviously has the optimal racing line over me, but I'm still there, so I need to have room. Otherwise, there's nowhere for me to go, and I have to go off track. And the only place for me to go is to the inside. So I very easily could have just chopped right across the chicane and picked up 2 spots. That wouldn't have been very difficult at all, and it would have been risk-free, pretty much. So I could have done that, but obviously I don't want to have to do that. So ideally, what should happen would be I would stay on the very inside of the chicane and turn as tight as possible. Obviously, I'd have to go pretty hard on braking and come to almost a stop, actually. But he would actually have to go around the outside, and then the position would switch as we're coming out of the chicane on the right-hand turn. So that's what should happen, and what probably would happen in a real race. But as we go through the chicane, he leaves absolutely no room. I mean, I could maybe have my right tire on the curb there, but I mean, there's no room there. I mean, look at that. There's no room for me to be, alongside him going through the chicane. So I'm actually ahead of him there, but I have to cut through the chicane, and he left me no space at all. So, I have to go, on a pretty poor line now because of that. So I'm tucked way over on the outside now, and I actually was surprised I was able to keep this on track. Okay, look how close that is. Okay, it's to my tires being off track. I mean, I've got the tire width on it, and that's literally it. And there's just no room. Okay, I can't be much closer to him without hitting him. So as we're moving on, I'm trying to hold my position on the curb, and I have, almost no room, clearly. So then he moves over even further, and there's absolutely no room now. I'd have to be literally alongside him and having prolonged contact with him to stay on the curb, and then I'd just lose speed and probably get wiped out behind him. So obviously we don't want to do that. So I'm actually off track now because he left me absolutely no room. And then as I try to rejoin, there's still not much room there. It's just the curb. So I'm just trying to get on, on the circuit, and he's still holding his position there, and I have no room to get back on the track. And when you hit the off track like I did, when I hit off track right there, what happens is, like, you can't control the car the same way you would on the track. It's just, you can't be done. So it basically will just force you either back onto the track, or you'll try to hit it too hard and you'll just spin. The first is what happened to me, and I just jutted back onto the track, and there's really no control, and I ended up taking him out there. And there's really nothing I could have done there. Okay? And then, of course, with my luck, he bounces right off the wall. And I'm skidding here because I'm trying to, get as far over as possible because I don't want to have what happened, obviously. But he just comes out, somehow clips me here. I mean, look at this. I'm already skidding. He didn't even hit me yet. Look at that. And then, yeah, I basically skid out and I got a bunch of damage. And I ended up winning the race. But, yeah, that was, obviously that latter part was partly my fault. There wasn't a lot I could do because I was getting forced off the track. But I certainly came over and hit him. And then things just kind of got unlucky from there. But initially, I was definitely alongside, and I had the corner, and he needed to leave me space, and he didn't leave me any space at all. But yeah, it was a fun race. I was working my way through the backfield. I do that every now and then. I'll just like wait 10 seconds at the start line, and then go and try to work my way through the field. So had added a little bit of extra challenge, but. Yeah, I did end up getting the win, but if you have your thoughts, you can just leave those in the comments. But that's about it for this video. Thank you for watching, and see you later.